Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our show. Hello. Good evening. Hi. Yes, I am your host with the most. Guest chat's coming on in just a second. Why do I think I have the most? Well, because I have a very comfortable life here in Washington in a modular home, triple wide. I have Sarah. That's the most important part of my life. And I have a wonderful life because I planned this all out and I retired very young. Yeah. You guys are live now. Come on in, guests. You can talk. I retired at 50 because I was fortunate enough to have inherited a house because I took care of my mother and father for 25 years. And I was the only child that stepped up and did that. But I love the lifestyle we have. We have an acre of property. We overlook the Olympic Mountains. We're about a mile from the beach. And I'm very fortunate to be an American. And I'm very thankful that we are still living in America because I think we have a great nation and we can make it better. But I believe that it's already great. I don't think that Donald Trump has this concept of making America great down pat. I think we have to look and find the greatness within our country and rest on it. We've got a lot of hidden income streams that are happening, which we obviously taxes don't go to. Obviously, a lot of people out there have worked out a way of living and surviving. We have a resilient economy because we've got a mixed economy. And because it's now under a lot of stress financially, everybody's kind of skimping and saving. We came up with this budget concept of cooking for less than $5 for a dinner for $5. So it's basically $1 per large serving. Yeah. And Russia is calling Obama a lame duck for kicking out 35 diplomats. You know, whatever the tone that Obama's failed administration wants to set, he's already blown it with Russia by calling Putin a jackass. We don't mod people here, so you may want to modulate your comments here, moderate it. And calling me names is not allowed here. We'll turn off guests if it gets out of control, and we're always ready for that if we are getting hosed by attacks. So, being this is a recorded broadcast, we're going to talk about gluten-free spaghetti squash today. Yeah, and how to make it. Gluten-free spaghetti.
Spaghetti squash is so interesting because anyway, David introduced me to the spaghetti squash, and then we were making this spaghetti squash for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes, because I was using the oven, and then it was so interesting peeling it out of the squash because it comes out like these spaghetti strands, like spaghetti noodles. It's so cool. So we have a container of spaghetti noodles.
You're looking very cute today. Everyone loves the way you look, Sarah.
Oh, thank you. So sweet.
Yeah, so I'm casual. I'm wearing my clothes that I just went out with. It's kind of my semi-winter wear.
And I'll stop eating these. How about that?
And we never made spaghetti squash before in our show, so nothing is ever repeat. Yeah, stop eating GMO food, Sarah. That's avoid crackers if you can, folks. It locks up your intestinal system. Thanks. I bought this jacket for $1. It's like $100 jacket I bought at the thrift store. So, and the shirt I think I got for $2.49. So I'm wearing a $3.49 wardrobe today. With, hey, anyway, the best way to cook this, in my opinion, is you cut it in half, you pull the seeds out of it, and you put it in the microwave. I'm not going to cook this. You put it in the microwave, unless you want to cook it. It just takes forever.
We have enough spaghetti squash.
Yeah. Now you can cook it in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour. That uses a lot of energy, but if you invert each half onto a plate with a little water in it, you can cook an entire spaghetti squash. This spaghetti squash cost me $1. And today, I have the meat, if you will, of the spaghetti squash in a bowl of a half of one of those spaghetti squashes. So we're just going to show you the essential thing. We're going to make a sauce for you. And I've already cooked the spaghetti squash. Isn't that cool? And yeah, we're just going to go there. And we're also going to add a can of tomato puree. Now, tomato puree is great because it's naturally low in salt. There's only 125 milligrams per, and there's 13 servings. So this whole thing is about 1,500 milligrams of salt. And for a tomato sauce, that's not bad. But you look at the texture of this And it's already been pre-cooked, but it's al dente, so we're going to kind of cook it with once the meal's going, we're going to add it to the meal.
It'll cook with this.
It'll go right into the sauce. So let's get the sauce started. You can talk to Sarah.
All right. So I want to just maybe get a fork. I'm gonna get a fork and I'm gonna show you guys this spaghetti squash. So the spaghetti squash, what makes this wait, am I doing this right? I don't know. Is it tilt? What makes the spaghetti squash so interesting is, like I was saying earlier, that it looks like spaghetti noodles, and I'm going to show you that right now. So here's the spaghetti squash, and while it's sitting in there, it just looks like spaghetti. But see how it has, that's actually squash, but it looks like a spaghetti noodle, right? And you can eat it like, and that's what's really cool about it. It comes out of the squash like that. All right, I'm gonna loosen it up because it's like strands that are kind of sticking together. And yeah, doesn't it? Well, that's what I mean. It looks more like angel hair. We prefer angel hair noodles. So yes, it looks like angel hair spaghetti, right? But it's actually, it's not angel hair spaghetti, it's squash. Or rice noodles, exactly. It looks like that, but it's squash. That's what's so cool about it. So, all right, David's peeling the onion.
We're going to use 1.5 onions. I've got 1 green pepper in the form of an Anaheim pepper. Typically, these would cost you 50 cents for a green pepper. I'm using an Anaheim pepper, which is kind of cool.
It adds a little nice element of heat.
Yeah, but not too much. Anaheims are considered the most mild of all.
Mild of the hot.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, mild of the hot. And yeah, this could also have some carrots in it. I'm going to get some carrots as well. And what we're doing today is going to be purely gluten-free because we're not using sausage, which tends to have wheat in it. We're using ground turkey.
Sausage has wheat in it?
Yep.
I never knew that.
So ground turkey is naturally wheat. If you have a wheat allergy, ground turkey is a natural wheat-free product. And we're going to use this. I paid $2.49 for this. I'm using essentially $1 for an entire spaghetti squash, but I'm not going to make all of this. So I'm adding that to the mix. So
this was in this bowl is half a spaghetti squash.
This tomato sauce was $1. You can buy these on sale. This puree is $1. So I'm up to $4.49, and I believe the onion and the pepper and the carrot is no more than 50 cents.
It's amazing how much this looks like noodles. So cool. All right, did you guys get all of that information about what David spent? Well, yes.
Let me share something.
Because we're not using noodles, we're using squash.
Yeah, we're not using noodles today. But that spaghetti squash was only $1, which I thought was a really good deal. You can buy squash in the winter, and it's only usually $1 for an entire. We got a great deal on a bag of organic carrots. Earthbound is a really good organic product. For $2 for this entire bag, we bought it on sale. So I'm just using a few of these. I'm going to add these to the mix. Just to put it in there for flavor.
Do I need to do anything over here?
No, I'm good right now. You can just be beautiful.
All right. Be beautiful and talk to the camera.
Yeah. You can enlarge your bag or your big.
I'll
So
minimize
no more than a couple of carrots is really needed. So I'm going to do the equivalent of a couple of carrots. And I'm going to do the chopping.
Here, I'm gonna change.
And if you have a couple of cloves of garlic, you can add to it.
David loves garlic and
If
pretty
you have
much
more
everything.
greenery, I've got some Earthbound organic baby spinach. I'm going to add that to it just because they're getting to the point where I just want to throw something in. You can do that too. Anything that has greenery, we'll be adding that as well, except cucumbers. You can't put cucumbers in. All right.
Okay. Oh, I could put that in front of it. There
I'm
we
going to
go.
go ahead and start the cutting procedure here.
That's our kitchen.
I'm going to start with my usual sunflower oil. Now, it doesn't have to be sunflower oil, but I'm urging people not to get canola or corn, genetically modified corn oil. Those are the ones you want to watch out for.
The noodles are squash. It's spaghetti squash.
I'm going to turn this burner on level 4, or no, level 3 to get started. And I'm going to put once it's hot, then I put the sunflower oil in. I need a lavalier mic, yeah, and it'll be better for everybody. But no, nearly expired food leftovers. How do you think I'm going to make 5 meals for $5 in this economy? Seriously.
The carpet person said you always wait until the last minute to add on the weird.
Well,
To
whatever.
pile in odd things. I don't know.
You know, this is the camera that comes equipped with our gaming computer. As you can see, it's not the best camera. The best camera, I think, is over here on the vegetables. So
Yeah, that's a very good camera.
yeah, I'm just going to throw that oil in the pan once it's hot.
Yeah, so
About
using
2 tablespoons.
exactly right. Good. Yes, so the noodles, we're using a vegetable instead. These are noodle. These is what we're using for the noodles. Doesn't that look like noodles? But it's actually a squash. I mean, it totally looks like angel hair. But if you get down in here, so you can tell it's a squash because here's
It's really kind of nice.
pieces
Yeah.
from the squash.
It's fluffy.
It's called spaghetti squash.
I was first turned on to spaghetti squash by some people I knew in college. I used to know at the co-op. They first, they introduced me to this stuff, and these people were living on this stuff all the time. It was gluten-free, and they bought this amazing.
It's almost
squash.
vegan, except David's using ground turkey.
And it's really easy to microwave these things. The problem with these things is cutting it in half. You got to use a really
yeah.
good knife. And I'm not going to do this because we're saving this for another meal. But we did this the other day. We cut it in half.
That's what it looks like.
Set it right down on a little bit of water in a plate, and hit it on like 10 minutes on the microwave, or 350 for an hour, and let it sit there. And then you scoop all the stuff out of it. But you want to take the seeds out before you even get anywhere, before you cook it.
Regular spaghetti noodles that you buy at the store are made of wheat. Wheat durum, to be specific.
The herbs we're going to be using today will be, we're going to use garlic powder. We're going to use Italian seasoning, and we're going to use soy sauce. Or no,
Soy
not
sauce?
soy sauce. I'm sorry, hot sauce. And I found this 10-cent a bottle hot sauce. I'm going to use part of this in the dish. I buy these hot sauces for 10 cents a bottle when they're at wholesale places. And hot sauces never go bad, so you can pretty much buy them 10 years in advance, and you're good to go for the rest. I have enough hot sauce to last at least 5 years. Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna throw that.
Yes, pasta is usually made out of wheat. Our spaghetti noodles that we're using is a squash, but pasta is usually made out of wheat.
This is wheat free. This whole dish. Yeah. So I'm gonna put those in the pan. Well, there's no sizzle right now.
No sizzle. Wasn't hot.
I'm gonna take it up to level 6. So take it all up to level 6, and that's medium high on a gas range. So Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onions, carrots, pepper. Yeah, you can talk and I'll just cut.
Well, the thing is that it's not freezing where we are, so nothing will happen to our pipes at all. We have a well-insulated house.
Oh yeah, these modular homes are great. They really are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of started the show with that intent to talk about, economy living is really where everyone's going, and in order to keep America great,
Mine is 10
really
degrees
have to just-
Celsius. If it's not freezing, why the coats?
oh, it's about 55 degrees in the house right now.
55, not freezing,
Let me
just
check the
55.
temperature. I'll be right back. Let me interrupt my dish. Go check the temperature. Everyone
46. I hear all.
I'll do it right now.
Yes, it's because my name is Puffy Coat.
Okay, put the carrots in right away. They're going to take the longest to cook.
Yes, carrots take longer to cook because they're a hardy vegetable, and you know how they're just tougher, so cook them a little bit longer.
Cover that burner at level 6.
Sometimes.
Just let it kind of cook on its own right now. I'm not going to add any water. No water yet. I'm going to add more onion and more pepper, okay? And we're going to add the sauces, the spices, and then we're going to, not going to add the sauces and spices before I put the turkey in. So I'm glazing the vegetables, making sure that they're soft. Basically, you don't want to overcook them. And then I'm going to add the turkey on top of the seasoning. So the seasoning goes up through the turkey, and it forms an aromatic infusion of Italian seasoning, garlic, onion, carrot, pepper into the turkey.
Nice.
And then you top it off with paprika. So we're going to add paprika to this dish.
Sauce, the puree at the end.
Puree goes on top of all of that. And you can dust it with more Italian seasoning, more garlic powder. But I do a little bit of paprika. Don't overdo it, but it's good for your heart. That's what I hear. It's good for your heart, paprika.
Yes,
So,
good job.
all right.
Pasta sausages? Like wheat sausages?
It's 50 degrees.
Yes. Oh, it's 50 degrees inside.
At our house, yeah.
There's a veggie pasta noodles out there. Yes, I have heard of that. Barilla and has a
Non-GMO now.
non-GMO spaghetti. Oh, a non-GMO spaghetti that's veggie made out of zucchini and spinach.
Nice.
Remember the day I did make something similar before on our show because I made a lasagna out of zucchini noodles, but I did use some regular noodles with that as well. So, but yeah, you can use like these giant zucchinis instead of lasagna noodles.
Look what we found yesterday. We go shopping at a food place called the Grocery Outlet in our area, and it's bananas, milk banana. Isn't that amazing? Bananas with milk in them.
I wouldn't try it in your coffee.
No, I'm not. I'm just thinking, isn't that like, you could almost make like a dessert out of that. It's kind of cool. For 99 cents, we get a container of milk from Colorado. Yeah, interesting. Okay, looking for value.
No, the milk banana is not GMO, is it?
It's not non-GMO. Looking for value here. Take a look at this. We've been buying these kind of deals. We got these 4 chipotle. It has pepitas in one side with yogurt on the other.
Chobani's.
And they're really nice, Chobani. We got 4 of these for $1 at this place. And that's a pretty good deal. And it's the granola inside is really rich with the pumpkin seeds. It's amazing. I was like,
It
how do
is
you
really
beat these
good.
deals, really? Okay, get the sizzle cam in there.
Oh, here's the sizzle.
I mean, we're going to take a look here. Let's get the sizzle. Okay, let me get more things in there now.
It's cooking.
I'm going to rinse my hands off slightly with some soap.
All right, good job.
All right, I'm going to get more onions in there.
I haven't for a very long time, Time Pilot. All right, David's now chopping in the onion. Oh, I didn't realize that, 517. Thank you.
What was going on?
You said that Chobani is not owned by good people.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, that doesn't affect me right now. I'll stop buying the product. Okay, more onions?
More onions. Onions are always good. I like cooked onions. I'm not a big raw onion fan. I'll say red onions are okay raw, but other onions are not very good raw. But I love sauteed onions. Like, just saute me up some onions, and that's good.
Wow, look at that. We're doing a slam cooking thing. I'm going to pull this butter ball out. Let me get some seasoning on that food right now.
He did not lay any raw chicken on that board.
No raw chicken has ever been on this board, no. Italian seasoning on top of the onions.
Putting in
A teaspoon, or a half a teaspoon, rather, of Italian seasoning.
That's really good stuff. We have
And
to
a
get
little
some more of
garlic
that.
powder on top. Just a little. They've been
That
complaining.
garlic powder just pours so fast. I tried to use it the other day with some
know.
Italian seasoning because I was making
really?
like this. I was making some cheesy bread,
Oh, yeah.
and it was good.
This is the Anaheim pepper. It's pretty simple. It's just as good as a green pepper.
Notice how David chops that. He slices around the seeds to get those seeds out.
The seeds just drop right off.
He knows that Sarah has a seed
And I
seed
actually like
peeve.
this better. And just dice it about 1/8 of an inch.
then he dices it. Anaheim onion.
Anaheim
Pepper. Sorry.
Anaheim pepper for Sponheim.
Hang the mic from the ceiling.
Okay. We're going to go throw that Anaheim pepper on top. Beautiful. Then I'm going to give it a little spatula mode. Move it all around. Very little oil has been glazed on here, but all the things are naturally cooking. I'm not adding water. So what I'm going to do is...
They say you should hang this from the ceiling.
I'm sure I could. I'm sure with the right technology and crew, we could actually have a real production. But in the meantime, we're just going to have to do our best for the 60 million people watching us.
Well, I'm going to figure it out.
Let's don't worry about it. Okay, here we go. We're putting the turkey in right out of the package. Slapstick goes in the garbage. We're going to spread that out.
I'll try some.
Very smoothly like that. We'll consider that another time. Right now we're good. Less movement of the mic, the better.
Okay. Maybe I'll just put it down.
Yeah. Go ahead and massage all of the ingredients right into the dinner. Put all the lightly cooked material in, and the peppers are barely even cooked. So they're going to infuse their taste into the meat. And make sure you chop it back and forth like that. It's very important that you go crisscross like that. And then just cover it up and let the fats in the turkey mold around the vegetables and infuse. It forms an aromatic blend, which people say that, David, you don't know how to cook or something. I mean, I don't understand. I've been cooking for 45 years. I know how to make people like what I eat. So.
At least you definitely like what you eat, what you make.
Yeah, you don't have to sign on that one. Yeah, at least you like what you make. So Sarah, you don't really like what I make?
I
Is that
do
what you're saying?
usually.
So you really don't like what I'm cooking, and now you're telling me? See, this is when Sarah tells me when she doesn't like my food.
No, what are you talking about?
Well, I mean, you phrase it like, oh, at least you like what you're eating. That's great. You see how nice she was to say it that way? Instead of saying, David, your food sucks, she tells me, at least you like what it tastes like. Isn't that nice of her? Yeah.
Here.
I think might be suffering from a lack of communication issue. I don't know. You may want to tell me. I've been cooking for 18 years for you, but just clarify it in this one show and tell me, well, at least you like what you eat, Dave. Isn't that great? I think that's pretty funny. Okay, we're moving forward. The more salt you put in your meal, the more likely you're going to get Carrie Fisher type syndrome in your family. So. Boy, I'm going to take that to level 3 now, folks. So put it on a low burner. At least you like what you make, Dave. No, I just think that's so funny. She hates my egg dishes. That was hilarious. That was like classic television, man. I feel like this is the Al Lucy show. Yeah. We're not making creamy potato soup right now, Carpet Muncher. That's not on my list. Breaking news, Sarah hates David's cooking, yeah. You know, I don't have any problem with my eating, cooking. It's all good. I don't cook with a lot of salt. So I remember making soup for my father one time when he was really sick with heart disease. And I made it with, I'm going to take a chance and hit the microwave, heat up my coffee. I have to stand away from it because I understand there's a lot of radiation coming out of the microwave now. Yeah, they're saying it affects your heart. So, and I've got a lower wattage than the other one. Out of 1100 watt, I went down to a 600 watt. But what I'll do, essentially, is make things with low salt. And my dad was, one day he had some soup, and I made him some soup. And it was like, well, I followed the Dean Ornish plan to cook low salt, Dad. There's no salt in this. He says, it tastes
like dishwater.
She even got my punchline there. Tastes like dishwater. Yeah, she covered my punchline, and she told me she didn't really like my food.
I take everything from David.
This is amazing. Well, you're
gonna hate me after this
they
show.
want to look at you, not me. So let me put you
He's
on the
gonna
camera.
totally hate me.
No, I don't hate you. I never would hate you. Are you kidding me? I'm glad you finally told me you don't like all my food. It's nice to know that.
You already know that I don't like eggs.
I know. Anytime I put egg
I
in
think
there,
I said within the first week that we met that I don't like eggs. And then
people
so what do you cook all the time?
eggs, yeah.
Eggs, like
It happens to be one of the cheapest things you can cook, by the way. It's why I save money. So in case you're wondering, Himalayan salt, somebody just told me this Himalayan salt, which I've not opened yet, is the best salt you can. It actually doesn't affect you the way the regular salt does. So I may convert to Himalayan salt in my future cooking.
and he doesn't use them because I hate them. He uses them because they're cheap.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't like eggs.
I get it, but I do. So I mean, last night, you know what I had for dinner?
Yeah, I know what you had for dinner, and I didn't eat it.
You have no idea what I made. I made an egg. I made an egg and potato. Let me open this
I
can.
saw that you made something with eggs.
It was so good. I was devouring. It's like the 2 flat eggs, sunny side up, with a fried potato, a little bit of pepper, and you're like, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven.
David likes eggs and potatoes.
I do.
You probably eat eggs and potatoes every single day. Actually,
This is good lycopene.
there's a waitress I know that likes eggs and potatoes every day.
Don't lick the edge of the can, otherwise you'll bleed.
Don't do what David's doing.
Yeah, don't do what I'm doing. That's so good. Lycopene, everybody.
No, I hate runny eggs. I hate eggs in general, but I hate runny eggs most of all.
Remember I told you about this cooking experience? Well, it's going to be a little bit more weird right now because I'm going to open this up right now.
David does take me out enough.
We do. We go out twice a week at least. Most people don't go to restaurants twice a week. We do.
Well, once a week.
Once a week, whatever. Okay, folks, here we go.
But
We're gonna
sometimes twice a week since I've been on vacation.
We're going to open this up. The turkey is almost done. You want to make sure there's no pink turkey in there. Okay?
All right, I see some pink, so keep cooking it.
Yep, there's still pink in here, so we're going to cover this up. Keep mixing it up. Could you add a little bit more hot sauce to this, Sarah? Just put some hot sauce on it now. Give it a few shakes. Quite a bit. I'd say 3 tablespoons of hot sauce.
Well, that's about 2.
Put 1 more. There you go. That's good right there. Now this is what makes this dinner pop, is that spicy taste in the spaghetti squash. It's a gluten-free experience, so you're not going to have many problems. We're almost done, so I'm just going to cover that up for about 2 more minutes, and
This hot sauce is kind of funny
then I'm going to add the tomato sauce.
because it has, let's see, what does it have?
Let's not talk about the ingredient list, because it might have something in it we want to talk about. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next thing. So have you ever read these labels seriously? I mean, seriously.
Actually, it's pretty good. It's better.
But can you actually read that label? I mean, look at this.
Yes,
Guar
it says
gum
water,
and
tomato paste, dried chili peppers, salt, acetic acid, spices, xanthan gum. It's
Xanthan gum,
It's
yeah.
just like something to make it thick. Modified starch to make it a little thicker.
10-cent hot sauce.
Antioxidant.
There's an antioxidant in this.
Potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate.
I know, Blue Raven. I know. Carrie Fisher died, and then Debbie Reynolds died.
And then that's all I'll read.
And then Sarah found out after they died that Debbie Reynolds was the mother of Carrie Fisher. That was pretty good. We saw that online last night.
I know.
So that's pretty good ingredients for 10 cents.
What?
Uh-oh. My coffee's ready. Can you hold the mic? Thanks.
What they said if we just leave the mic. Do you guys like the mic sitting down, or do you like David constantly touching the mic?
This is what happens when you overdo the coffee.
It spills everywhere.
Yeah. I've lost most of the coffee in the microwave.
Oh well.
That sucks.
I'm sorry.
At least I have more coffee in the thermos.
Yes, that's good. That's
All
a
right.
good thing.
Thank you. Well, we learned a lot today. We learned that Sarah doesn't like my cooking. And, what else we
No.
learned?
What?
Well, I mean, you
I
said
like
at least
your
you
cooking.
like your cooking. I mean,
It all depends on what you're cooking.
you know, part of the reason.
I like 80% of what you cook. How about that?
That's pretty good. Wow.
That's pretty good.
80%.
It's probably closer to 75, but
75% of what I cook. That's pretty good.
yeah.
You know, I met a lady today. Seriously, I know this woman. I've met her before.
I don't know how to make pizza dough, Time Pilot, and I don't think it would rise in the cold weather here.
We have a person in our area. I'm not going to name names, but she is allergic to food in general and processed food specifically. So, okay, Sarah, I'm ready to put the puree in. I'm going to add a little bit more of the Italian herb on top of this mix, just for purposes unknown. I'm going to leave the turkey fat in there, but you can render it out if you want right now. Let me render it out. You can render some of the turkey fat out. You need to help me with the camera.
Okay.
Thank you. Right on a plate like that and then put it in the compost heap. So that cuts down on your fat intake. Some of you are concerned about fat. I understand. So I'm concerned about fat too. I don't want to gain weight, so. Okay, now we're going to put on that, you can take that and compost it if you could. And on that I'm going to put the puree right on the top of it. And then I'm going to mix it all up together. We've already put our hot sauce in it, so we don't really need that much hot sauce in there. Just kind of mix it all together, move it around. You're on a low flame. You're on a level 3 or low on a hot stove. And just kind of mush it around and then cook it for a while. And once it's to a full boil, and if you have any residual waste in here, you can put a little filtered water in it, like that. And take every bit of that out of there. This is not the best tool for this. No, this is the best tool for this.
Scraper.
Scraper.
Yeah.
Take all of the residual. You don't want to waste any of that lycopene, that valuable tomato sauce. It's so good for you. All right. Nice. I got a lot of it out of there. And you can add a little bit more water if you're really into it, but that's probably enough. All right. Well, at least I might like this dinner.
I feel like it too.
I know. I'm just playing with you. It's no big deal.
Well, if you like 100%, well, 99%.
Cover that up and let it sit. Let me check the chat. Hey guys, welcome. Thanks for coming into our show tonight. I think guests are doing very well. I haven't seen any death threats, and I spot the chat from about a half a mile away. So, good job. Yeah, we've had a lot of success tonight. Don't cook it. Eat it raw. You're right. Blue Raven, you missed your text. Oh, it's urgent. Let me take a look. We don't want to miss your text. Yeah. Blue Raven says, genocide cell towers also messes with your central nervous system. Yeah, we're concerned about that. We talk about that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday, we talk about technology. Madison Star Moon, you have a link? Okay. Oh, yeah, I've already played that on our show like last week. Scissorfight said add some bacon.
That's not a bad idea.
Ooh, great idea.
But,
I don't have any, you're right about the bacon. Yeah.
it probably would be good.
Should I open up a package? Should I open up a package?
Well, I'll cook it for you.
Well, it's too late for that. It was good at one time. If I had read his chat in real time, we would have been able to do that. But once I added the tomato sauce, forget the bacon. Yeah.
Unless you cook the bacon and then add it after as a topping.
You know, if you've got some bacon bits in your house, now's the time to shake it. Yeah. If you've got Parmesan, and I'm all out of Parmesan, I've got this horrible stuff I got at the dollar store. It's got probably...
Do fried onion rings.
Yes, we could put fried onion rings
No,
on
that
this.
sounds weird.
It might be good. No, don't ever say that, Blue Raven. What's wrong with you?
What is
Nobody's zapping you to the point where you're going to commit suicide.
No.
No. It hasn't happened yet. Hey, stay alive as long as you can stay alive, you know?
Be good.
I don't buy crappy stuff. Everything I got, Ratso Rizzo, is top quality discounted food. Wood stove is a good idea. Yeah, if you want to stay warm, yeah, get a wood stove. I washed my hands meticulously tonight. Staring. Thank you. Seeing all the food you're making, I think this is suitable. How to use toilets in Japan. I don't really want to link on that.
Here, go forward or this way anyway.
I just don't want to link on how to use toilets in Japan. I can't see doing that.
It's a glass range.
We need a light right here. You know, like a studio light. We need a studio light here, and we need a lavalier mic to make this really good. But we do the best we can with our multiple. Oh, you see that range that's going off and on? It's kind of like an alien in the background. Do you see that? Yeah, the range right over there was going right
range.
up. Yeah, here, hold this. Thank you. Now is the time to add your spinach. Remember I told you about the spinach?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, put it on top.
Ooh, that's a great idea. Do you have any mushrooms?
You know, that would have been great earlier, but I don't have any mushrooms.
Okay, that's fine. I think I have a can.
You know, if we added a can, we wouldn't be at $5.
And we would have too much salt too.
We'd have well, no, not really. This whole meal has only got 1,500 to 2,000 milligrams of salt in the whole meal. And normally when you look at spaghetti, you're looking at about 4,000.
That's why we can't.
So it's a really good salt alternative.
That's why we can't do the bacon either.
So we did when I get into the other room, I'll show you guys. I have a site you can look up all of your cell phone towers in your area when we get into the other show. But right now,
Blue Raven. Actually, I should undo that.
You just muted Blue Raven?
No,
Oh.
I'm gonna say Blue Raven. He's right. You should go talk to someone if you are feeling that way. You need to call someone. They have like suicide hotlines.
Yeah, exactly, Blue Raven.
Where you should call the suicide hotline and talk to someone. Do that now.
You know, you could put Parmesan in them right now, but I put a little garlic powder on top.
Yeah, I don't get it.
We do get it. We're just not freaking out about it like you are, Blue Raven. We get it. We just not.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that you're not going to do that. Then that makes me feel better. He's not committing suicide. Good.
We were genuinely worried about you, and you know.
Oh shoot! Here, hold this.
I'll plug that in right there.
Where is it?
Right there. Good. Okay, good.
Is it?
It closed. We're good. Okay. I think we caught it. I forgot to plug in the laptop, and we've been running on battery for 50. We know how long our battery lasts. You know.
Behavior that hour is OUR.
Now, I've asked Sarah to investigate the VPN system. I'm contacting my tech guy over at a store nearby, and we're going to try to get a VPN in here because a lot of people want to talk on Skype, and we do want to bring in people from all over the world and talk. It'd be kind of fun to talk socially, you know, not talk. We can't talk politics. Yes, Mark, show proof you're not censoring me because we got people all the time trying to get into our show. Are you looking at the range for something?
I'm just
panning.
Just giving people a panning view.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So yeah, we're fighting through censorship all the time. It's amazing. Thanks for celebrating this day with me, all of you. We got 1.8 million viewers from Finland, mostly farmers. Yeah, the Orja. I think you're about extended on the camera. It can break, by the way. And we've had problems with this camera before, just so you know.
All right.
Yep, no problem.
We can
I've had a lot of experience doing this, and whenever we move that camera, it can easily break out of there and
we could do that like
walk out of here.
That way it's not sitting in the sink.
Screw it, we'll do it live. That's the Bill O'Reilly imitation I'm doing. Okay, I guess I gotta stir this dish. Yeah, could you help me out here and just drop the spaghetti squash on top of everything?
Okay.
We got to get a good picture of this too. There you go. Okay.
And maybe
Press anything on, like spinach into the thing, and now drop your spaghetti squash on top. And hold it the other way so
I
you
know.
can see it. Great. Drop your spaghetti squash on top. Yeah, and just let it sit there for a while. Once this is all fairly cooked already. It has to be pre-cooked. Okay, I'm just gonna let that sit, and you can move it around with actually, I'm gonna use a wooden spatula. A wooden thing. I can do this for you. I'll do it.
okay.
I'm gonna gently mix this while you talk to people.
Talking to people.
I'm gonna turn this unit down to low.
Oh, good. And
I'm gonna thoroughly mix this
he's
up.
mixing in the spaghetti squash now.
I'm gonna keep it at low flame, folks. Mixing everything together. And the greenery is always nice because it adds a little color to your dish.
No, potato girl, not right now.
And there we go. Now what you do is you essentially glaze everything nice, nest it all nice together, and kind of mix it all together. Mix the spaghetti squash evenly. So there's no sauce sitting out anywhere. And then turn it on a low flame and leave it for about, I'd say 15 minutes, and your family can scoop out of it whatever they want. And it'll make five nice big gluten-free servings of turkey, along with spaghetti, and great taste. And if you need to spice it up, add some more hot sauce to it.
Yeah.
You know, do it to taste. Whatever you may even want to add salt or Himalayan salt if you want. So,
yes, it all depends.
but I'm mixing it all together, and I'm going to let it kind of set. This al dente is not quite. This squash is not quite done, so I'm going to let it cook a little longer with everything around it. See how nicely that spreads in there?
Nice.
Yeah,
that's great.
So
David.
I think we got a good thing here going here.
Nice job.
And I'm just going to turn it on simmer and let it sit. And when I'm ready to serve it, I can serve an entire meal. You can look at how big these helpings are.
Yeah.
I mean, you can definitely feed 5 people on this meal.
Yeah.
All right, and we have a wonderful.
I do have mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, I wouldn't put this on here because it's going to boil over.
Oh, right.
So what I do.
You put a plate on top so it doesn't.
Yeah, whenever I run into a situation where my pan doesn't cover it, I just go like this, and it keeps it a lot better on a simmer. Otherwise, that's going to overcook, and it'll boil over.
Nice.
All right, so I'm going to rinse this
good.
off, and thank you so much.
Good job, David.
All right, everybody, this has been a wonderful cooking show again, as usual. We do these shows every Thursday at 5 p.m. We've got a lot of Amish people watching us from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Wow, thank you guys. Thanks for checking us out. More and more Americans are watching us. We're showing you on our website, my website, how to save money.
I didn't realize that. Spaghetti.
What? It was spelled wrong. That was my fault. Yeah.
That's
so,
okay.
No, we're going to make that correction. And thank you. This is how interacting with the chat room really helps. Yeah, I was in a hurry today, and I just whipped that out, and I threw that in there. I'm so sorry. It's Ghetti. All right. Thanks for the correction.
Maybe even you can even.
I'm gonna actually just turn it off for a while.
Turn it off.
Yeah, I can always microwave it.
Okay.
All right. It doesn't look yummy. It's okay.
Well, if you did the spaghetti
okay.
squash on the side and then put the sauce on it, then maybe it would.
It would
be
look more
different
appetizing if
presentation.
you put butter on the spaghetti squash and kind of plumped it up, and then heavily put a lot of fat on it so you all could get cholesterol in your body. Hello, welcome. Yeah, I've never been to Kosovo, so I don't know why Kosovo would hate me.
The 2016 Cell movie. Is that with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, it's an awesome movie. I saw the trailer last night.
No, David uses filtered water. So
I have a
David-
hairless face. Yeah.
Here, I'm going to show. Can I show the chat room this?
Mm-hmm.
David uses a filter here, but he uses a camera on it, so that's why you don't see when he's pouring the water. It's because it's attached to the camera.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right. So anyway,
Okay. I'm going to give everybody a food tip now that's going to save your life. Okay? You ready for this?
we're ready for that.
I have been a victim of wheat belly, where I like to eat a cereal late at night. And I found out the real big thing that I really wanted was vitamin B. I'm serious. Most bread has vitamin B in it. That's why you've got this urge to eat wheat. And there's also, if you eat GMO wheat, which many people do, it even makes you more of a wheat belly person. Yeah. So it's the carbs, right? So we're trying to cut carbs here. And one of the tips that I'm using to save on my wheat belly issue, because if I eat cereal at night, I'll gain weight, and I don't want to do that. I make Brussels sprouts or broccoli in a little microwave container like this, or on the stove, and I'll pop one of these Brussels sprouts in my mouth with a little bit of butter on it. I know you may not believe it or not, it works. In fact, last night when I was all amped out in the show, I went in and I had some Brussels sprouts and I felt better. It's 50 degrees in my house. But the offices, we heat individual offices. It's called zone heating. Zone heating saves us $100 or $300 a month. Yeah. So I eat this Brussels sprout. I went a little time with my mouth. I'm going to say goodnight, everybody. Take care. Thanks for watching. Oh. Bread will make you fat, yeah. I'm eating a Brussels sprout right now. You want to hear my mouth? It shows. No, I'm starting the show in a few minutes. We're 5 more minutes. I'm changing my shirt. The real show starts in 5 minutes. I'm only going to stop the recorded broadcast. You're going to continue talking to Sarah. She's going to keep you company while I get my white shirt on and my jacket. All right, we'll see you in a bit.